Good morning. Today is Tuesday, March 8th. I'm Maureen Kyle with your 3 News Now morning update. Thanks for spending a few minutes with me on the WKYC Facebook and Instagram pages. And we start with Holly for a check of today's forecast. Holly, how's it looking?
You know, pretty typical, Maureen. It's a little cold for this time of the year, but nothing that's too extreme. As we look ahead, and depending on when you're tuning in here to this update, we've got temperatures more or less in the 30s. A few flurries this morning. Otherwise, we transition to more intervals of clouds and sunshine throughout the afternoon and into the evening, partly to mostly cloudy skies. We do see more seasonal weather as we head into your Wednesday. By that meaning we'll end up in the 40s, which is where we should be. 44 is the normal high for this time of the year, and we're pretty close to that both tomorrow and Thursday. And then Friday too, but Friday we're tracking a system later in the day, so we'll end up 47 and then fall, rain and snow showers, and Saturday is just winter galore. Windy, snowy. We're not going to make it out of the 20s on Saturday. That's going to be a rude awakening, especially thinking back to a week ago. We spring ahead an hour on Sunday, and we'll end up in the 30s for highs, dry. And by Monday, Maureen, look at that. 50 degrees, melting the snow, partly cloudy skies.
Oh, it's good to see on that 7-day. All right, Holly, thank you so much. Now to our big story. We have the latest on the Russian invasion in Ukraine as massive fires broke out in the town of Volodymyr, the region of Ukraine, at oil depots. According to emergency services, the fires were caused by 2 Russian airstrikes. No injuries or casualties were reported at either of the fires, and both fires have been extinguished. And with no end in sight, the Russian invasion continues to drive Ukrainians to Central Europe in staggering numbers. The United Nations Refugee Agency said yesterday at least 1.7 million Ukrainians have streamed into Central Europe to escape the fighting. Polish authorities have confirmed that more than 1 million Ukrainian refugees had arrived since the start of the Russian invasion, and thousands more appear to be arriving every day. The Parma community continues to show their support for Ukraine, gathering for a rally outside of City Hall last night. And with the help of City Council and Parma Mayor Tim de Geeter, a resolution and a proclamation was announced in support of Ukraine. Well, this morning we have an update on aid to Ukraine from the Cleveland Maidan Association. As of today, all of the donations have been sorted at the parish of the Cover of the Blessed Virgin, and they've been sent out. The supplies will go from Cleveland to New Jersey to Poland and then end in Lviv. Pallets of medicine have been sent to the Come Back Alive Fund, the Lviv Regional State Administration, and the State Emergency Service. The Cleveland International Film Festival will not show any films from Russia this year. The festival said films produced or funded by any Russian companies or federations are out in response to the war. 2 Russian movies were scheduled for screenings. Well, the festival's new home this season is in Playhouse Square, and the theater district just announced a COVID policy change. Now, all mask wearing will be optional and will not be required to see any performances. Let's take a look at COVID cases in the state, and we continue to see a drop in cases in Ohio. The state is reporting 431 new cases Monday, way below the 21-day average. The daily hospitalizations are just over 50. That's about half of the average. The Centers for Disease Control, the agency responsible for most of the federal guidelines handed down during the pandemic, is looking to the next phase of the virus. Director Dr. Rochelle Wolinski telling NBC News that in the months ahead, her experts expect to see the majority of the country in a much better state of COVID than we were over the holidays.
The big question, is it over?
I don't know. And that's, the honest truth. We certainly hope so. We certainly have a lot of immunity in the population, more and more people getting vaccinated, more and more people getting boosted. We have some immunity from prior infection, but with certainty, we don't know.
Are we nearing a new phase?
I think we are in a new phase.
Dr. Wolinski also says it's time for most of us to put the masks away, except in areas where case numbers are still high. Well, local headlines to get to now. Here are 3 things to know. The fate of a former Westlake financial advisor is now in the hands of a jury. Federal investigators say Raymond Erker stole more than $9 million from 54 Northeast Ohio investors. Prosecutors say he ran a Ponzi scheme, preying on the elderly. The 4-day federal trial came to an end yesterday with closing arguments. If convicted, Erker could face more than 20 years in prison. Cleveland City Council is one step closer to approving the budget proposed by Mayor Justin Bibb. But the council made several changes to the $1.8 billion proposal, including adding programs back into the budget that would help senior citizens with home repairs and also help fund neighborhood improvements. A third vote is expected later this month, and the budget must be passed by April 1st. The proposed $50 million Cedar Lee Meadowbrook development project has been granted a final design approval. This comes after months of community discussion. The plan calls for the development to be constructed on almost 5 acres of parking areas and vacant land at the southeast intersection of Cedar and Lee Roads in Cleveland Heights. This will include 206 apartment units, roughly 8,200 square feet of retail space, and open gathering spaces. There's no word yet on a date for when the project will be complete. Happy International Women's Day. It's a day celebrating women's rights and achievements. There are several events planned in Cleveland, including a Designing Cities for Women panel in the City Hall Rotunda and a march at Market Square Park in Ohio City. And check this out. A local teacher just got the prize of a lifetime and got to share the special moment with her entire class. Take a look. While teaching her 2nd grade class last Friday, Avon teacher Katie Rapucci was shocked when her boyfriend, Adam Rogenberg, came into the classroom, got down on one knee, and proposed. Adam knows how special Katie's students are to her, and so he wanted to make sure they were included. Congratulations to Katie and Adam. Thank you for taking time to join me for this 3 News Now morning update. Our digital team will continue to bring you the stories making headlines around Northeast Ohio and the world. I'm Maureen Kyle. I'll see you tomorrow morning on Go starting at 4:30 a.m. Have a great day, everyone.